welcome. Yeah, so nice to have you here. Please tell us what's up.
Yeah, so guys, we've actually created a star trail that tells the story of humanity. It tells us where we came from and what we are today. And it's basically a reflection on nature as well as incarceration, more on nature than incarceration. And it basically tells us that what we used to be and what we are today.
Amazing. And what format is that in?
It's in a video format. It's in an MP4. We can get you in another format if that's what's preferred. I'm not sure about the formats and the volume of data and such, but what I am sure of is that it conveys that the fact of the matter remains that we are an isolated event in a huge galaxy.
Can't wait to see it. Wow. So yeah, we'll have MP4 is great. You know, it's there's a reality that we will be brushing up against the 100 megabyte upload limit on OpenSea for this initial drop. So just be mindful of the file size. You can also mint it as two separate pieces, and part 1 and part 2 if need be. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing it. Sounds awesome, and so great to have a global perspective. You guys, you artists on the other side of the world from us here in the. I'm in Central America, but most of the team is in North America.
Sam, if I may have a personal word with you, you're the most relatable person around here.
Yes. What's that, Aman?
So I said that you're the most relatable person around here. You're the person I can relate to the most.
Yeah, we cast a wide net.
I think South America is very similar to what India is today.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have a lot in common. I'm in Costa Rica in Central America.
Absolutely.
And some of our
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have some fellow creators in Costa Rica. Yes, it looks like Kelly just got on. Kelly, you're in Costa Rica, yeah, and Meli Aguilar, and we've got some amazing teams based here in Mexico and in Costa Rica. So yeah, John, how about we do a little bit of introduction, telling people what's coming next with regard to Ephemeral.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey everybody. So a couple things have changed. So thank you very much for being able to flow with the early startup transitions as things adjust. So we originally, just ground us in what we're talking about. Originally, we spoke about it July 25th auction, which would have been Sunday, the last day of Ephemeral. We would have done the gavel and the whole traditional auction route. But the more we dove deep into the NFT space, the more we realized that the auction, gavel experience is kind of already dealt with. It's already managed a little bit, the scarcity that comes from it with the NFT airdrops. So NFT airdrops are drops. It's very industry standard. Every single artist who gets excited about dropping new artwork, makes a big deal about the drop date. So since we didn't want to do our drop on the last day of Ephemeral, we originally had a July 15th submission date, which we were going to ask all the artists to be done by. We gave you 5 more days. So we gave 5 more days to complete July 20th. And then July 22nd, we're going to drop this artwork as our first experiment, but also we think we can get a very high, a very wealthy crypto whale audience. We can capture their imagination with anyone who's coming with us to Ephemeral. We didn't end up raising enough money to build a big island and do a big experiment. We didn't raise any money, to be perfectly honest. So what we're going to do is our minimal viable experience at Ephemeral. We're going to have evangelists, many of which are artists in this community, coming with their own little tablets, their own little iPads. And then we're going to do pop-up art gallery experiences or art exhibition experiences on other vessels as we hang out and intermingle and chill with people. So we wanted to get as many touch points as possible with this potential wealthy art investor audience, and have devised this process with which to do it. So if you can't make the July 20th deadline, no worries. We have another in-person larger auction and drop happening. It's going to be a drop again, so forgive me for using the word auction. Exhibition and drop in late August. The target date is August 28th on that. And so just want to, put that on your radar. If you can't execute by this point in time, which Amin, you already have given artwork. Kelly, I know you have some artwork under production as we speak. Mark Perlin, I'm not sure if you have any artwork that you're submitting in this first drop or second drop. And Melly, I know we've talked a little bit about what you're up to. So yeah, the opportunity now is to share what you're doing and give us the frame of reference as to whether or not your work is going to be completed by our July 20th deadline, or whether you're doing something with a longer lead time into August. Is that enough, Sam, or is there anything more that we should cover?
Super exciting, and I am just so inspired and down with the vision. And yeah, just for people who don't know, Ephemeral is a floating festival that happens in the San Francisco Bay, really in the Sacramento River Delta of the East Bay, every summer. And there's a lot of overlap between some of the more visionary and out-of-the-box tech founders and Burning Man artists and engineers and impresarios, and also, of course, within that cadre, people who are early investors in cryptocurrency and now sort of occupy that whale status in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is such a hotbed of this kind of movement. And so they get together for 9 days at the, out, and it's like a floating festival, floating little city. And I have no idea how many attendees are expected. What do you think, John? Like 250 to 500 a day or something?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I think in total 2 to 5,000 total.
2 to 5,000 over the course of 9 days.
Yeah. And the biggest attendance will be towards the end there. I'm not sure.
Right, that's when I'm going to come into town.
Gentry, do you remember how many people were there, or how many boats were there on could you estimate how many people were there on 4th of July? Because I've been told it'll be similar, pretty packed area, bunch of little tie-up boats, and a few islands that people have actually built infrastructure.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say there was at least 1,000 boats out there. Okay, in a relatively small area, considering. I mean, you could easily swim from one pod raft up of boats to another boat. I mean, it's a lot of traffic for boats. It's pretty congested. So if you've ever been to a raft up, this is a pretty traditional raft up situation. And it's just a lot of people, a lot of boats out on the water. Yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be fun. Yeah, I think there's going to be thousands of people at this event for sure. Yeah.
Amazing.
I went last year. There was only one island, unlike Burning Man camps, which they have camps. We have islands that we reference, and we had touted a RegeNFT Isle, which is now just going to be 2, maybe 3 boats tied up together. But at one point we had hoped to have built infrastructure, which if we can get free resources and build something, we will. But that's not the attraction. The attraction is, we have the Climate Climax women, which Kelly's one of them, will be out running around, intriguing and enchanting the art buying audience. We'll have other artists who are coming throughout the week. We're probably going to be there from the 20. When do you think we land, G? The 21st or the 20th?
Yeah, I mean, let's say we have fair winds and following seas. I think that's a good range for sure.
Okay, 20th.
I think that we have I think we could get in potentially as early as like the evening of the 19th. Okay, depending on how the weather goes and how everything if everything goes really smooth and awesome, our first leg should get us from Angel Island to Pittsburgh, which is a big push over multiple stops. So there'll be the first stop somewhere like in Rodeo, potentially waiting for the current, and then pushing onward into Pittsburgh, and then probably an overnight in Pittsburgh, and then or at least another 6-hour layover, and then hit the currents. But what we'd want to do leaving Pittsburgh is hit the real big push, the real big tide, because the earlier tide is a little bit on the softer side, but the afternoon tide is the big one, and that's the one we want to ride in, you know.
Got it.
So
Great update. Yeah, it's basically, for those of you who didn't understand those landmarks, 62 nautical mile sail. You don't have to sail to be there with us. We've got on our ephemeral channel and Discord information on where you can get a ferry to and from shore to find us. And, you know, just let you fill out the forms if you plan on coming, and give me a call. I sent my email and my number out in the last email, and we'll go from there.
Super inspiring. Yeah. I mean, honestly, just the fact that we're launching it with such like an audacious and out of the box and kind of radical regenerative event, you know, is for me proof of concept of how awesome this whole endeavor is going to grow into becoming. So moving on from the ephemeral stuff, and here comes Jenny. Welcome, Jenny. In this last week, since the last creator update call, community call, we have clarified exactly how this first drop is going to go. Now, the leading crypto NFT platform is called OpenSea. We were very wary of working with them when this all began, because they work on the Ethereum layer 1 platform with huge gas costs. Like I've played around buying some NFTs on there over the last few months, and you know, some of these little crypto kitties and whatnot, you're paying as much in gas fees as you are for the actual art artifact. And not only that, but it's a tremendous energy drain, which is just not in our ethos. You know, we're not trying to burn a lot of fossil fuels to raise the money for charity. So we had kind of discounted as an option until, in conversation with Jason Kendi, one of the creators of the Delta, which is a very promising platform in the early stages of launch for NFTs, with the Matic Polygon network, which is a layer 2 solution. He was like, hey man, they started OpenSea as of the start of July supports Polygon NFTs, which are 99% or better more efficient in terms of their energy consumption than Ethereum layer 1. So that with that environmental concern taken care of, and then with the cross compatibility that having a Polygon NFTs will afford us down the road, if and when we turn RegeNFT from just a gallery and incubator, which is what it is right now, to a platform for galleries and incubators, which is what it seems like we're becoming. And you guys, as the initial class of artists and creators, will be founding members of this like guild, the subchain, if and when it comes around. So suddenly OpenSea was an option. And so what we're doing now, and this is crucial information just so you guys all understand, because we'll be sending out, when people submit art, we'll be sending out agreements, these win-win agreements that we'll all sign off on to allow RegeNFT, the organization, to mint the RegeNFT collection #1, with the written into the agreement that the artist will retain 75% of the sale price. The charitable organizations will be given 25% of the sale price, and then the organization will retain 5% of the sale price. And then we'll work out along the way where the platform fees, which are for OpenSea, which are 2.5%, will be maybe we'll pull it out of all three, like 0.75% from all three. We'll see. And so that suddenly became a really workable, easy, solution where we are able to mint an entire collection and basically be the gallery for all of you artists, and have the same kind of arrangement that any artist displaying physical art in a gallery would have with their gallerist partner. So yeah, we're gonna have the RegeNFT OpenSea airdrop #1 coming next week. It takes a lot, I just really felt like that's worth sharing because we had been playing around with how we're going to actually execute the technical end of this until last week when we had these clarifying conversations, and now we know. So yeah, moving forward with that, we're going to later this week launch a portal for submissions, where it just becomes very easy, touch screen, click button, submission portal where you say, this is the organization that I'm donating to, here is my art piece, where we transfer it into a big drive folder, either Google Drive or WeTransfer, and then we will be doing the minting as RegeNFT with your artist and team names written into the description, as the subheading of your art piece. So yeah, that takes us a long way towards making this total MVP ready for the market. And so we're getting there, and we're going to have a collection ready to be shown by the end of next week when John and Gentry and myself and some of you on this call are going to be out floating in San Francisco Bay. So just wanted to share that update. There's a lot of other cool stuff with different charity partners that we continue to be in conversation with. I had a long chat with a crypto lawyer yesterday, who's just helping us to navigate the intricacies of how to make these agreements really hold water. And then, the platform discussion continues, and that will be something that we build up towards. And obviously, we want you all to be involved in building the RegeNFT platform once we do this initial airdrop and launch at the end of this month and in August. So that pretty much sums it up on that front. And now I want to do my favorite part of these Wednesday calls, which is hear from everyone in the room. You guys, Aman and Gagan, you shared beautifully about what you're creating. Really excited to see your piece. Feel free to submit it after this call. I'll get you the right links. And then everyone else in the room who's got their hands up. Helios, go ahead and start sharing, my bro.
Hey, what's up? How's everything? I didn't get the whole thing, but I got a little bit late on this one. Sorry, but what I heard was interesting. Yeah. I have also technical questions that about the minting and just
ask away.
So what do we decide what kind of, because I have several art pieces and so there'll be how many mints of that?
Each one will be minted as a.
Are they going to be just
individual.
one, or are
no,
we going to do
one?
copies?
You'll have a little collection of your stuff, and they'll be individual NFTs.
So if I have 3 pieces, they'll have 3 pieces.
Yes.
Okay, but different piece.
Yeah, like different buyers could buy. One buyer could buy one buyer could buy another.
Okay, because there's
don't have to group
so we don't do like minting for a certain amount of time, certain amount of piece.
So some artists might want to do a 3-piece series. You know what I mean?
Like
We're not going to impose that on you. You have to decide for yourself, Helios, what works for your art brand and what's best for your stuff. So ultimately the drop's going to happen, and then people are going to either buy it or it's going to stay live on our site until someone buys it. And so what we're encouraging is for you to come in with a plan on how you want to best present your artwork, and then we'll execute on doing that.
Okay. Okay. Because I have I have different types of projects. So there'll be different there'll be a total of like 4, 5, 6 different NFTs, and even another collection with let's say another 6 or 7
Yeah, we
of
definitely
like,
can't take everything you have from our inventory at first. So if you can keep it to 3 to begin, so that we prove
okay, 3.
validation, then we'll go from there. You know what I mean?
Okay, perfect. That's also something I wanted to know, because I was, you know, I have a lot, so
Yeah.
I can.
You make
best
more
three.
all the time too.
Yeah, I have a lot, and I'm also working on different like ways of doing these doing these collections and making them attached to what I'm doing in real life, and really be a store of value of whatever I'm doing. So it's really to see it in a beautiful way. NFTs are something that is going to change the paradigm here. Oh, bless you, brother. So yeah. So 3 NFTs, perfect. You said now it's ready until the 20th. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes, 20th is the deadline. And I
Okay.
shared the document. It's called the RegeNFT Incubator Art Inventory document. I just shared in our chat. Please update it there with a project title, team members, roles, art type, like is it an MP4 video? Is it a PNG file? Is it a PNG with an MP4? All these things need to be thought out by you ahead of time, please.
Yeah.
Which vertical, which organization you want to donate to, then the organization's website, and then link to our resources. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Okay. That's good. I'll send you that. It's perfect.
thank you.
And so it's OpenSea, eh? We're going on OpenSea.
Yes, we are going to be minting them on our OpenSea account because we are playing Treasury. We are not
Okay.
going to have you mint them on your own. If you mint them on your own account, then they're not going to be showcased in our gallery. And we're going to have, because we're going to be playing the Treasury role and distributing the funding after the fact. So this first time, we're just going to mint them all under our collection under the RegeNFT account, which is just started as of yesterday or the day before.
So the royalties that we put in there, so it'd be, we decide what type of royalties, how much royalty we want on each piece, and then you add your own onto that, or how does that go, or is it all and then there's a percentage they go to charity, and a percentage to the creator?
Yes. So the creator team, you have to tell us what percentage goes to what in your team. If it's just you, then great, it all goes to you. So the 100% pie, 5% goes to the transaction cost. 2.5% OpenSea is going to take automatically, and then 2.5% we're going to take. So it's very small, below inflation based is all we're asking to keep this thing moving forward. And then we're also going to take out 25% and leave it in a wallet, in a multi-sig wallet, which is a wallet that multiple people in our community have access to, that's waiting for you to tell us where to give it, how to give it to the philanthropies themselves. So there are some extra steps after the sale. One of the extra steps is you're going to have to, and Gentry is encouraging us all to film this. It's potentially going to be the best part of our documentary, is you call up whatever philanthropy you want to give money to, you want to give a percentage of the sale to, and say, hey, do you have a crypto wallet yet? We'll start one because I have 2 ETH coming your way. I just sold a piece for X amount of ETH, and I have money that we want to give to you. So we're looking to create this exciting content that showcases you, the artist, bringing money to social impact causes, where almost every other social impact endeavor that about funding excludes artists from the conversation. We're making artists the centerpiece of the distribution of capital conversation.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're trying to basically draw down the technical hurdles for our artists for this initial drop. And I think we found a really good solution. So I'm thrilled about it. And yeah, just kudos to the good advisors we've had. And now, yeah, we're, like John said, we'll play the role of treasury and gallery, if you will, and mint the NFTs under the RegeNFT account, with the agreements that we've already made being honored, you know? So it's like, it's a trustless system, or a trustable system, really.
Do we have the NFT will be in our yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's a trust thing, because then you have the,
yeah, but there will be an agreement that we all sign off on, you know what I mean? It's not just
you have the
like,
you have the codes to the
yeah,
to the wallet.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's something called a
the whole
multi-signature
the
wallet.
NFT.
Yeah, hold on a second. Sorry, Sam. So we will not have the code to your personal wallet that you distribute the NFT to us. But once you hand over the NFT so your wallet with your money will never have the secret keys. We'll never have that. We'll never ask for that, ever. But what we will do is we'll be the ones that transfer the money from the sale to you. You're going to give us the file. We're going to upload the file. We're going to sign a legal agreement saying it's your artwork we're selling for you, and we're going to give you all the money all the money we've agreed to give you once the point of sale happens, and then distribute money to your wallet that only you have the key to. Nobody in crypto that knows crypto will ever ask you for your secret keys, and nobody in the RegeNFT community will ever ask you for your secret keys for your crypto wallet.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't want you to ask me for my secret keys, but
no, that would be what's called, that's a scam. And I want to make sure that we all know in this community that we don't do those scams. We only take care of our artists. We don't add, nobody is allowed in the community. If anyone asks you for their secret keys, you out them. And we don't allow that in our culture.
Yeah, which won't happen.
Yeah.
Cool. So
yeah,
you've got 3 pieces that are sort of standalone collection that you want to do for this first drop.
So yeah, 3 pieces. I have so it's music and art pieces that I've done, that I've drawn, that are actually architecture that I've made. And so it's in linked also with what's gonna fund. This is gonna fund the building of these temples, and to help society that we live in, and also to help indigenous people, and to reconnect with ourselves, to reconnect with nature. And so yeah, I'm really excited for all that.
Amazing work. Awesome. So yeah, so happy to hear from that, and to clarify some of your technical questions, Elios. I'm back on the mountain. Maybe I'll see you before I fly to San Francisco to make all this happen. Came back on Monday. So yeah, who else would like to share? We've got Nelly in the house, Mark, Kelly, Kat. Kat, you've been here since the beginning, so if you want to go, it's all you. Yeah, and Gagan and Aman, we've already heard from you. So whoever feels inspired, please take the mic.
If no one else jumps in, I'm going to jump in because I have a TV shoot today in a half hour, so I have to jump off the call, unfortunately.
No worries, sounds good.
So I'm sorry, I know I wasn't here from the beginning, but the only reason I wasn't here from the beginning is because we were actually on another call for RegeNFT about our Climate Climax project. So that's coming along well. So I spoke today with Kelly and Hazel, and we spoke a lot about logistics, delivery, partnerships, thematics, and also message and theme and resonance of the message. So we really had a great meeting. I think that's moving forward nicely. I do have a member of my team on my video who is also submitting some art on his own. He's a visual artist. His name is Paul Wachtel. John, he said that something was wrong with his submission, and I don't see his submission on the spreadsheet. So I'm just wondering, his name is Paul Wachtel. He's a visual artist. Did you speak to him?
All submitted through so what we have is the incubator art submissions, which you see that download there. And then he also submitted through the art application portal, which is on our website now. I've spoken to Paul. He said he submitted the wrong document for some reason. He didn't have access to it. So I just asked him to get me a new link and I'll just plug it in there. But it's not going to be an incubator. He went through a different portal.
Okay, can you briefly describe for me the difference? So I knew that you put up an artist submission link that's separate kind of from what we've been doing in the incubator. In a couple of sentences, can you describe to me the major differences and how we're moving people through that versus
so
what's
art? So when you make art from from nothing to something, you did it in our incubator. You know, if you already have art that's in your inventory that you're using, you're doing it, you're exhibiting the art with us. So right now, with the date at 7/14, there are 0 other people who are coming through our incubator. There are only the people who are in our incubator now, and everybody else is exhibiting art alongside us if they choose to, and going through that portal on the website.
Okay, I understand kind of substantively what the difference is, but what is the difference in the experience other than the fact that they're just not getting the experience of being on the incubator calls? Is there a difference in the way that their art is being minted, or is there any other experiential difference?
We're gonna give first opportunity to the incubator people who signed on first, and then the people who came in later to exhibit. We'll talk about that, how we're gonna exhibit it.
Okay, I'll have a short conversation with you offline about Paul, because he was on my team and he did create the art through this incubator with my direction. So
he should have just filled it out the right place. That was all. He hit the apply now button, so he did it the wrong way.
That's my mistake though. So I directed him to the apply now button. So I just want to.
Nobody's in trouble for it. We're just figuring out.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, I've been up since 5 a.m. Okay, so those are my updates. I'm really hoping to move quickly on the creation process, get some finished products here in the next couple of days, hopefully by Sunday or Saturday. And I will be in touch about my travel plans. I submitted to Amtrak to see if I can get up there on a train for the event. I think that's it for me. I've been pretty in touch with John, so I pretty much am on the same page with what you guys are doing with OpenSea and the minting process.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. Fortunately for me, I have a TV episode that I'm filming in a half hour, so I gotta run. Blessings to the community. I will see you again soon.
Amazing work, Jenny.
Bye,
Excited
Sam.
to see you and meet you on ephemeral in a couple weeks.
I know, that'll be exciting. I'm about 70% sure, so we'll make it happen. All right, take care, guys.
Ciao. Kelly, Mark, Melly.
I had a feeling. I felt that. Hola, familia. Yeah, things are going well. As Jenny said, it's a good echo. I'm really excited about the Climate Climax project. It's so clear and everyone's working together really well. So we're just going to work on our first drops, and it's already grown to a series, and we see this as a long-term project. So we're playing with the different themes for each of the photos and the collections, and everyone's being seen and heard, and we're really going to dial even deeper into what is the message and the medicine that is to be portrayed through each of the images. So that's really exciting. I'm fully confident that we'll have our first round of whatever magic that is by the 20th. Jeff, the Earth Angel he met with myself and Amanda, the artist working with me on another piece yesterday, shared his process. And so we're well on track for that activation art to be done by the 20th. Which is great. And then I'm in conversation with another brother who's going to be adding some music to some of my poetry, and we're going to do some films. Life has been crazy in the best way possible for him. So we might need to make that a little bit of a longer term project. But yeah, things are moving. Looks like we're starting to have actual pieces to look at. Things are going, but yeah, just riding the waves and enjoying this creative process. This is a really beautiful anchor to keep coming to with some really wild times in life right now. So I'm excited, and tonight is actually my plans to figure out all my logistics for the rest of these travels and be able to confirm if I'm playing with y'all on the boat and what level of in-person play we get. So I'll keep it short and sweet, but I love you all. I'm super grateful for this.
Kelly, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How, because I mean, I saw a couple of pieces and I was really excited by them, but I also think that some of them may have danced along the line of potential pornography. So how is your team, because I wanted that to be in the hands of the women, not in my hands at all. So how is the community, coming forth with norms, I guess, to create tasteful, erotic, sensual climate climax work and not pornography?
Yeah, thank you. I also had that where I was like, oh, seeing the difference, just like what powerful women of us all in touch with our bodies to be like, yeah, like put it all out there. I was like, oh, okay. So I think that's a conversation that we'll continue to have. I know the other pieces that we were sharing in another group are definitely more, not more, actually, like less on the side of edging of pornography and much more of very, the other one's also tastefully done, but just where it wouldn't be controversial, I don't think, the other pieces that we're working with. A lot of the pieces are beautifully done of just like dancing, and it's like beautifully covering different spaces and maybe a nipple here and there. But yeah, we're gonna be on the space of it being where we can bring this to the masses and it not be okay. We'd have to blur this out if we were to put this somewhere. So yeah, we're playing through the space. But thank you for saying, yeah, that was definitely been, it's on my radar too. I wanted the most impact that we can make possible, and so playing in the realms of what's socially acceptable in the spaces. So
well,
yeah,
one thing that comes to mind in regards to that is, there could be a layer where those more explicit artworks are still a part of RegeNFT, but they exist as unlockable content. And it's like, if you buy, you can buy into the climate climax movement and get one of the initial pieces, and at that point you can elect to have access to this other more X-rated gallery. And I think it would just be really fun. I think it plays with people's whatever sense of what's normal and where the line between art and pornography, and it's just something that we can't display next to some of our other pieces, because we want it just to be all ages friendly. And so, but with that said, instead of excluding it entirely from RegeNFT, having it as a second layer to the climate climax pieces could be really a fun way to play with it. And it's also a great way to educate ourselves on doing unlockable content, which is such an awesome and honestly crucial part of selling NFTs, because it's,
I love that.
It deepens the relationship with the buyer in a big way.
Love that. Thank you, Samuel. It's we're playing with the space of doing these in layers of a theme of, say, global warming, and a theme of the waters, and themes of this. And then it was brought in the meeting today, and this might be a great space in there, receiving that of also having like a mystery bundle as well. Maybe like that could be like named, but they're more like the explicit, but there'll be like the mystery ones too. So someone invests in, then they're getting like the access to those. I like it. We're up to something good here. Thank you for that.
Awesome. Thanks for the update. Really excited to see more of it. I know that there's going to be an audience for it. Which is huge, So looking forward to seeing the response next couple of weeks, and maybe seeing you out in California. So who else? Anthony, I know you just entered. Melly, Mark, Kat, you've been here since the start. Whoever wants to share, please. Please, yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I think I want to talk a little bit about the organization we're supporting because I'm really excited about it. It's called Cahuita Roots, and it's a organization in the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, and it's about generative development. So they have several different projects that are focused on the preservation of identity and original culture of the Caribbean of Costa Rica, food sovereignty, ecosystem regeneration, and they have several action initiatives that make impact in the Cahuita community. So, for example, they organize this coastal cleanup, and they have the community gardens where they grow food and composting and areas for composting. And they also have this Planting Future initiative for reforestation. So this is the organization we're gonna support. And in terms of what our team has been working on, well, we are making like an experiment with using new like open source tools from open source softwares like Blender and Magic Voxel for our 3D sculpture. So it's been really interesting because we are using these tools like a multi-user tool so that two people can model together, being on different locations, because my team member is in Costa Rica and I am in Mexico. And it's just been a really interesting experimentation process. And right now we have 2 models, but like first we created them with voxels, which are these like cubic pixels. And now we are working with Blender to add some detail to the sculpture. And I think we're just gonna have one ready for the drop, well, for the July 20. But I also wanted to ask if in the second drop, is it possible to submit another artwork or a variation of the first one? Or
Yeah.
the LinkedIn is just happening once? Yeah. Okay.
As long as they're distinct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a different one.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we encourage that for sure. And so, you know, to work with artists and teams, and it doesn't all have to be at once. As we were saying, the Helios, you know, this dude creates so much amazing music and visuals. Like, we'll do a couple series with him, and the same goes for your team. Yeah, just the initial airdrop. We would love to have you guys submit, and then that'll just, honestly, that for us, that means that's the beginning rather than the end.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to see a glimpse of the model we have. Maybe I can share my screen real quick, or I can also send a message.
Yeah, you can share. You want to share your screen? Let's make sure you have the ability to do that.
Okay. Okay, so this is an image of one of the sculptures in voxels. So as you can see, it's like cubes of the pixels. And then let me know if you can see this. Are you looking at the gray model now? Or you're still looking at my
full color?
The color one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the colors are just to identify the different animals, but it's not necessarily this color. We're probably gonna work with a different finishing. And I would like to show you the model in Blender, but I don't know if I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to change the program I'm sharing.
Huh. I mean, you should just be sharing the screen. So whatever you're displaying on your desktop.
Okay. So maybe, okay,
There we
here.
go.
Yeah, and now this is the Blender, and we are working with a new tool that basically you can take the illustrations and turn them into objects. So this is just like a little experiment we're doing here on taking the drawings and turning them into volumes. And yeah, so it looks pretty rough, but that's how we're going, and it's gonna look really cool with the light and everything in a few days.
Love it. Looks great. So is that going to be the one NFT you mint for this initial drop, or are you going to have a couple versions of it?
Yeah, no, I think it would be this one because, well, it's not ready yet. We have to work on some details on it. But yeah, it's the base for this one, for the one we are sending on.
Yeah, it looks great. Cool. Well, thank you so much for the update, Melly. And where in Mexico are you? In the city?
Mexico City, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's one of the great artistic hubs of the world. We also have another amazing artist, Joel, who I know him from Puerto Escondido, but he's a Mexico City guy. He's from there, and he's been submitting. I think he's already submitted a couple pieces in the similar vein, this very NFT specific genre of like Blender, SketchUp, 3D model artworks, which is so cool because it's one of the things that legitimizes us, because what you guys are creating are artworks that are like brand new for the NFT marketplace, and they're not like transpositions of older styles of artwork into the NFT marketplace, but rather they're new artworks in a new form, specifically designed for this new world that we're all navigating together. Yeah, it looks great.
I have one last question. So we're probably want to upload the object, like does OpenSea supports 3D models?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. And then is it possible to include in the contract, or I don't know, the recommendations if the buyer wants to print the sculpture in 3D printed?
John, you got an answer on that one? I would imagine yes, but I don't have the specifics. I believe so. I've seen printed models of NFTs that people have bought, so there would be some kind of specs for printing that could be included in the smart contract. And again, that could be unlockable content. But if John, if you have further information, either if you don't, John, that's fine. We'll get back to you on that, Melly. It's a great question. I think it's relevant for a lot of people.
Yeah, so the specs, 3D printable file is, I think, we'd have to figure out exactly which file format it was, is very much includable. Any physical object that we sell that would be an art piece or anything is going to have a digital representation, and the cost of shipping is going to have to be built into the lowest bid price. So any physical good is going to need a little bit more due diligence before we post it. But if you go to OpenSea and check the file formats they support, check that, because those will be our constraints as far as the file formats we can support in our first auction.
Great. And John, where do you recommend people go to get that information?
I can supply it in the Discord. I have it in screenshots from my due diligence, but I don't remember exactly where. I think if you do
Great.
a basic Google,
screenshots are awesome.
Yeah, but a basic Google search that says file formats that OpenSea supports, I think would send you to a frequently asked question page that tells you. But I'll supply some resources as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the update, Melly, and thanks for the questions, because that just inspires us to get more answers for everyone. Kat, you've been so patient. If you want to share, now's a great time. Anthony, thanks for joining. Samantha, awesome to see you here. And yeah, that's the three of us, but that's perfect because we're already past the top of the hour, and it gives us about 20 minutes. We're going to call this a little bit sooner because we have a call about programming in San Francisco.
Hey, just wanted to say hi from Denver Airport. I'm on the longest layover ever. But I'm looking forward to meeting everybody on my way over to Oakland, and meeting up with Gentry tonight, and we'll be off to sea.
Oh, so you're coming out on the boat?
Yep.
How
I'll be
exciting.
there.
God, in Denver International Airport, that's a famously a cult place.
Right.
4 horsemen and all of that, you know, the Nazis underground, they say. Cool.
Yeah, right on. Well, look forward to meeting you guys.
Awesome. Kat, are you submitting any artworks, or are you more here for the ephemeral stuff?
I'm here for the ephemeral, but I'm also going to be helping document with Gentry everything that's going on. So, yeah, I don't know, just helping out wherever I can.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on the call. You probably caught the early part where I was describing the ephemeral logistics and background, but you probably know it as well as I do. So it'll be so cool to see you there. I love that we have, like, you know, this RegeNFT, we're just merging a few different things in this first launch, you know, this initial airdrop and this MVP stage that we're at, this minimal viable product, that stage that we're at. And we're really building community. So it's one of the reasons I love this call every week. Always leave it feeling so energized, and I hope you guys feel the same. And I know we have a lot of people that have been coming on all of them. The last 2 people who are in the room have pretty much been here every week. It's Anthony and Samantha. So whoever feels inspired, go ahead and share.
I guess I can go quick first. So not too much on my end. The thing I am hoping to submit, actually I did, let me send this to everybody. There is the file formats. I looked that up for you guys in OpenSea, but I'm hoping to submit that butterfly, basically 3D model, similar to like what everybody's doing. Brittany is supposedly this Friday, we're launching Green Deeds. So it'll be downloadable if you've got an Android. And what we hope to then do going forward is really work with you guys, like for example, with Samantha, to create deeds to not basically make, what I want to offer on the app is like access to these NFTs, or like a way to bid on them, I guess. But I would like to work with this community, long story short, to really develop that functionality out a bit more. And then in terms of maybe working on a piece myself, maybe not this drop, but I kind of want to do something again along the lines of cannabis and social justice reform. So I'm thinking of some kind of art pieces to work on myself that I would like to submit. And it plays off the NFT idea because I learned a lot last weekend about a little bit how those function also. So that's it for me.
What were you doing last weekend?
So, oh yes, the SNI hackathon was, I don't know if it was the last weekend or the weekend before, but that was where I introduced you to those guys, Sovereign Nature Initiative. We didn't get anything from it. I mean, we got a lot from it. We learned a lot from it, but yeah, it was just a great experience and another good contact for us too. So
incredible, cool. And so it was like a little digital conference.
Yeah, it was like a cool little digital conference follow up from the hackathon. So it was nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to get the content from that. You know, we're networking and we're learning us all together. And you know, yeah. I have my experience, thank God, you know, as an investor and a researcher in NFT space. Very fortunate that for the first time since May, one of my NFT bets has gone off this week. Axie Infinity Shards, you know, one of these like little, it's kind of like digital Digimon, Pokemon kind of things, and they've gone up 1,000% just about. Wow. And yeah, it's, you know, totally in that same vein of non-fungible tokens representing online playable avatars, you know, like little fun animal avatars, and it's actually not that far off from what you're creating, Anthony. Maybe you could even get your stuff on Axie eventually. So that leaves Samantha, and then yeah, we're doing great. We're 70 minutes into the call, and just one more person to go. And I don't know, I love this stuff. So thanks, Anthony. Really excited to see your stuff. Did you put it in the chat?
What I threw in the chat, no, I don't have my stuff yet, but I threw the OpenSea support thing in there so you guys know
There
pretty
we
much.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
and we'll make
3D
sure
model.
to save that chat and send it out when we send out the recording so that people can access all the same stuff.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, Samantha.
Hi,
you, my dear.
hi, Anthony and John and whoever else is still tuned in. Thank you so much. I have a physical art piece that I've been working on for several years that, you know, some of the other art didn't culminate, but I brought this out of storage because I just think that's incredibly appropriate. First of all, is there going to be a physical gallery at the
Not at Ephemeral. At Ephemeral, there's going to be digital. There's going to be digital pop-up experiences. No physical gallery. That's continued. We might turn Gentry's boat into a production boat. He wants to have a boat to himself, but we also have a third boat and no captain for it. So we're trying to figure out, like, we don't have Ephemeral buttoned down at all. We're just getting there and evangelizing when there, rather than over promising an exhibition that we just don't have the resources to execute on.
Thanks, John. Good to clarify. I definitely want to submit this for the digital gallery. And so if I could get a share screen, I could share it with you right here.
Hola.
Okay, and there it is. Do you all see it?
Nice.
Love it. Wow.
Love it.
So I had this vision when I was 20, and I spent 10 years working on it in whatever degree. And then when I was 30, I finished it. I am really proud of it, and I would love to create an NFT around this. Probably a series, although I'd love some, you know, some advice around the best practices. I'm still wrapping my head around the NFTs, but I'd love for this image to be accessible to more than just one, you know, collector. But this is what I'd like to submit. And so I'm really excited to present this to everyone.
I love that, Sam. That actually brings up, firstly, an amazing piece. And then secondly, it brings up a little bit about what we're going to do to differentiate RegeNFT NFTs from the marketplace with our products marketing experience. And a statement of intellectual property may be included in every drop that wants to include it. And we're going to see if, because ultimately NFTs, as we mentioned before, you know, any intellectual property isn't really, from a smart contract, admissible in court at all. You can't really say, well, my smart contract said I get this intellectual property arrangement. It just doesn't hold up at this moment in time. And so what we're going to do is potentially have a statement of intellectual property that gives legal right and specifies. Claire is the one who kind of really put this on our radar. Claire wants to keep exhibition rights to her work. So OpenSea doesn't have a checkbox that allows for that as of yet, but we're going to have it specified in the written contract as part of the drop. So we hope that these written contracts will lead to more trust in our community and more trust in our artwork, that we are doing a deeper level of due diligence than the majority of players in the space. But yet again, we don't know 100% sure whether that's the case yet until we sell one.
Okay, thanks for the explanation, John. Happy to include you know, any information on my end that's needed to execute that. So just to clarify, what exactly is the next steps? I heard you say that there are some specific files that these images need to be in. This particular one that you're looking at is a JPEG, pretty standard.
Very standard. So the next step would be to fill out the art inventory form. And if you don't have the sheets, like the Sketch Revision sheet link, don't worry about it. But the most important ones are what vertical, what organization do you want to donate to, what is the website of that organization, the file type, all those things in that spreadsheet, which is in this chat. You know, if it can be posted, we will.
Okay, and I saw in the last update the link to the spreadsheet with a request to create an artist statement. Is that the same one?
Yep, the artist statement was the later edition with Sam. Yep, and that would be how we're going to present it on the website. So.
Okay, fantastic.
So we're gonna then follow up in 2 days now with our win-win agreements that are aligned with the platform. And
so should I wait for that?
I mean, you can upload it to the spreadsheet, whatever you want. You know what I mean? If you want to wait 2 days, no worries. So up to you.
Okay, thank you.
It's going to end up in the same place.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and obviously,
okay, well,
just
that is my share for today.
As high res as possible. You know, the best images, you know, and largest, whatever. Because when you're dealing with a still image like that, it's not like you're going to run out of space. You know, we have 100 megabyte upload limit for OpenSea per art piece. So just for everyone to keep in mind, that's more an issue when it comes to video, when it comes to like, you know, 3D models and all of that, the files can get pretty big pretty quickly. But for still images, you know, you can get a super duper high res image at about 20 megabytes.
I'll
awesome.
see what
Thank you so much, Samantha.
I don't have the best archival technology, so I'll see what I can do. Hopefully this one's big enough. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but I do realize that.
That's crisp where we're at. But I'm on a little iPhone screen, so hard for me to tell. Also worth noting, Samantha, let's lock in this talk. When do you want it? Can we do it tomorrow? What time?
Yeah, I mean, as of now, we're talking about the Instagram Live at noon.
Yeah.
At noon tomorrow. Yeah, let's do that.
Good for you. Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
And hey, Melly. Yeah, I think there might be a different upload limit for Matic. But okay, so Melly says that in the OpenSea data that it's 40 megs per file. So maybe it's 40 megs. Correct? Forgive me for assuming that it was a different number than it seems to be. So let's just go with 40 megs for now. I'll do some more research because it might be different for the Polygon chain because of its higher efficiency proof of stake model. So yeah. 40 megs, 20 megs per NFT.
No, this is going to be outdated. It doesn't say anything about Matic on here. What it says on the website is 100 megs. So we'll get back to you on that. So when it says on the website, when you click when you click on to upload, it says 100 megabyte limit. So this might be an old article, but we'll have to check out.
There we go. Yeah, it might be outdated. Yeah, 100 megs, 40. That sounds more like right on. So anyhow, Melly, thanks for doing the research in the real time so we can just get clarification and consensus on what the limits are. And that leaves us, thank you so much, Samantha. So yeah, everyone, please, if you're not already, follow RegeNFT at RegeNFT on Instagram, putting out lots of great content, really one of the best showcases for our work thus far. And we're doing these Instagram lives. If anyone wants to come on and talk about what inspires them, talk about their work, their process as an artist, talk about their inspiration as an agent of social change and betterment. We've been doing it with different artists in the incubator, and we will go live tomorrow, same time as we started this call today. So tomorrow at I guess 1 hour later, right? So at noon Pacific time with Samantha, talking about kind philanthropy, talking about her work as a painter, And you guys are also welcome to come on and do the same thing. And we have these great chats. They last usually around 30 minutes and just super inspiring content. So inviting you all to that. Hey, Claire. So that leaves Joelle, who you've been making amazing art and I freaking love it. And Claire, one of our featured guests already on the Instagram Live and part of many teams. So would love to hear from both of you before we end this call in 10 minutes.
Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be around. I didn't understand like the Pacific time, but I'm here now. And well, I already uploaded my file. I think it's less than 40 bytes, 40 megabytes.
Yeah, you're like 38, something like that. Yeah, you're just under. Yeah.
And my question is, should I create like an OpenSea account, or that is you're making for the NFT for the RegeNFT?
We're making the babies over there. Yeah, you don't need to. It's we'll have written agreements with everyone that we will be the gallery for the submissions, and then the allotments that we've already agreed on are gonna be maintained. 75% to the artist, 25 or 70% to the artist, 25 to the charitable organization, 5% to RegeNFT. Yeah, so super stoked on that one.
How are they going to be maintained? How are they going to be maintained?
How are the NFTs going to be maintained? Like on OpenSea? Once they're up, they're up, and then they're up until they're sold.
Yeah, but I mean, is there like a specific maintenance requirement that you're aware of that we're not aware of?
No. How are you going to be maintaining the money that goes towards because now the NFT is going to have the percentage. I mean, in the first sale and then after, there's a royalty. So what's the royalty?
The artist gets 70% of the sale price. And
so he's asking. He's asking if there's a resale at a future point in time. How will that be maintained?
Is how you is this how you go to OpenSea and go with them with this arrangement and they create the NFT with these
So let's get on the same page first.
With these
guidelines. You're talking about resale, correct?
Yeah.
Resale.
Like when the first sale is done,
yeah,
then it's on the market. So, and then there's associated to that NFT, there's a royalty.
So if an artist chooses the option to keep resale proceeds, which not every artist is going to do, those resale proceeds will come back through the RegeNFT account, and we will allocate them appropriately. We'll have that in our written agreement. So not everybody is going to choose the resale element, but it is a very compelling thing to have, is to be able to keep 20% of the sale, 10 to 20% of the sale of the resale of that asset, no question.
Well, this is how you mint it on the OpenSea platform.
Yep.
So you have a royalty that every time that NFT is sold after again, you still get 10% of that sale. So in that case, you're going to be the one that being the receiver of that royalty. But what I'm saying is that royalty, are you going to go to OpenSea and with your system of saying 75% to the artist, this to that, and
so we don't have to go. No. So Helios, you're going a little bit off course. So we don't have to go to OpenSea to do that. We're just going to do that. And if you need, we're going to have a legal written agreement to ensure that any royalties that come in that are yours, we'll get them to you. It has nothing to do with OpenSea as an organization. It has to do with us and you in that arrangement.
I'm talking also about like the NFT in itself.
What's built into it?
What's built into it? As a token. So because it is a token.
Yep.
So this is what I'm asking. So
I think we're gonna have to take this offline, Helios, because I think we're on different planets at this moment in time. So I'd love to make sure that we're on the same planet as far as like what I thought we were just aligned on was the royalty proceeds in the future will go to a account, the wallet run by the NFT administrative team. We will have a legal document signed by you that every single dollar, every single ETH that we have in royalties that are yours will go to you. And if that doesn't work, let's just take this offline.
It works.
Yeah.
We're just getting clarity on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I mean, I'm not coming. I'm just, you know, like I'm just for information and just for knowing where you're at and all this. Like we haven't had that talk. So
exactly, we're drafting.
I haven't talked
those
about
agreements
this.
this week. I just had a long chat with.
I want to be also, you know, this is on my mind. So I would like to know, what do you think about it? Because I have a certain view on these things.
Yeah, basically, we're working with my buddy Tim Bucher, crypto lawyer, to make these agreements transparent, universally applicable, and basically just exactly in keeping with what we have promised this entire time, which is 70% to the artist, 25% to the
So yeah, legally, I want to know. So how is this, you know, to be relied on? Like, I want to know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a signed contract, you know.
Yeah. So this is
when people submit. Yeah. So anyhow, yeah, we'll there's more to come on that. We'll be sending out emails about the agreements during this next week, you know, in the lead up to the 20th for the first airdrop. And then we'll just answer field questions as they come up, because right now, you know, we've had worked out this pretty seamless solution with OpenSea, the big platform for NFTs. That's just exactly honoring the artists, honoring the organizations, and you know, just getting these sales started. You know, starting the auction, starting the revenue generating phase of this awesome project. Joel, you know, I'm curious if you're so you've submitted the one, and are you planning to make any more?
When is the last chance or the delivery date for another one?
Well, the initial airdrop is gonna be the submission deadline is the 20th. So 6 days from now, and then there will be more. You know, it's just you can keep it to the one for this series and then create more later, or you can add to what you've already got. So it's just super awesome, and I know there's an audience for it. And, you know,
perfect. I want to know, like, can we see like the auction live or something, or how it's going to be like that?
Yeah, when it goes live, everyone will be notified. And then please, refer your people, refer your friends, your family, so they can see the amazing artwork. It's just like if you were an artist being displayed in a gallery in your local neighborhood, you'd bring people to the opening, you know. But because it's digital, it's worldwide, and you can just invite your friends and family from around the world to come check it out on the RegeNFT gallery on the OpenSea platform.
And they can like make like a bid or something like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And you know, we're just partnering with different organizations to make sure the word gets out far and wide on the day of, and bring an audience to all of your guys' amazing work. So yeah, we're getting really close to the top of the hour. I think the last person who's on the call who hasn't shared is our lovely soul singer Claire. So I would love to hear from you, darling. And then we'll take it home from there.
Thank you, Sam. It's nice to see everybody and to actually see a few new faces. I just wanted to come in here and be in the vibe. I'm just working away on my stuff, getting organized, being productive. I do have a question for John, which I can ask offline, because I thought of something it might make you laugh, John. Can you hear me? You're unmuted, but there you are. Okay. So I actually have a screenplay. It's for a short film. It's 10 minutes long, if pretty much. And I'm wondering if I could sell that as an NFT. I'm thinking I can. But...
So you can. So the thing is, Claire, that like we talked about with the other idea, I love that you have creative inventory. And I think that for a second drop, that's great. You know,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, second drop, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, first drop is you already have multiple pieces going. So because the attention economy isn't a thing, we don't want to make it all about one person. You know what I mean? So, but you know, I mean, I love that you are a creator with an enormous amount of creative inventory that you want to deploy in an NFT format. Definitely. We would just, you know, you have a few weeks between now and then so we can look at similar stuff we looked at. Are there other screenplays, just like we did for the ebook? Are there other screenplays selling as NFTs? If so, why? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just posting a piece of artwork as an NFT doesn't sell it at all.
Right.
It has to have a story. It has to have a story and a compelling reason to buy it. And that's what we're hopefully doing here, is creating a collective story that hopefully leads to more money in all our pockets.
Right. Okay, thanks. That's helpful. Appreciate it.
No.
Recording in progress.
Amazing. Yeah, Claire, I saw that, hold on. I just went on my laptop to be able to send the link where there's several Medium articles on screenplay NFTs, and the sales have started. It's already a growing field, and it's existing, and it's going to grow. You know, it's gonna explode in the coming weeks and months. So, awesome idea, way to get in ahead of the curve. And yeah, let me just submit that on the chat.
Thanks, Sam. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to see everyone in San Francisco next week. The drop is coming by this time. By this time next week, when we host the next community call, there will be an inventory. We will have some, dozens of submissions. A lot of you guys on this call are already submitting. So super stoked to be on this journey with you guys. This is just the freaking beginning. And yeah, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at noon Pacific time. So right around now for a talk with Samantha about her work in philanthropy. And again, if you're interested in coming on the RegeNFT Instagram and doing some cross promotion, just hit me up and we can schedule a call anytime this week. And yeah, that pretty much does it for this beautiful community call. So anyone have any last words to share, John or Gentry or anybody here? This is such a core team. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank everyone. I'm super excited as well. Very grateful for all of you and all of your efforts. Really excited about our core mission of like, what can we do to change the world? And I really see that is all coming together, and all this amazing energy that you all are producing is really, really fantastic. So super grateful, very excited about what's happening, and look forward to keep changing the world with you.
Thanks, Gentry. I actually sent you an email. I'd love to see if I could somehow go to the Ephemeral Island the festival this weekend.
You're absolutely invited for sure. Yes, everybody's invited. We need somebody that wants to either learn how to sail and take over a boat and sail it. Come on down. Okay, the price is right. It's called Morgan, and she's ready to go. But yeah, we're taking people all different stages. There's a ferry that comes out of Bethel Island. So you can, if you're driving, you can go to Bethel Island. It's listed in the thing. If you want to go on the sailing adventure, That's happening on Saturday. So we're taking off from Berkeley on Saturday, one way or another, and starting our journey to Ephemeral. It's 62 miles. It's going to be at least a couple of days. And when we get there, you know, it's on, man. So we're working out other avenues of, like, you know, other things to make it, but right now it's me and John and my other boat, the Morgan, if we can get a captain to get it up there, which we're working on, and then we'll have 3 boats up there, and we'll see what else happens. You know, we'll see what the universe provides, you know, but right now that's what we got.
So Gentry, I sent you an email. I'd love to continue this conversation further to get some more information. And Claire, I'd also like to talk to you offline. And otherwise, I am really excited to see where the rest of this project goes and how it unfolds. Thank you all.
Thank you, Samantha.
Yeah, amazing work, guys. Thanks so much for being on this call. And we'll be doing it the same time, same place, next week. And yeah, at that point, the boys will be out sailing. The first airdrop will be very much in process, about to launch probably the following day. And yeah, just more, it keeps growing, it keeps getting better. So thanks for being on this journey with us. Y'all are the best.
I have like one question.
Yeah, what's that?
I have like I work with a foundation who helps dogs that it's called Puntolina. I already registered in the spreadsheet, but I don't know how can I put like, should I create like a PayPal account for them, or?
Well, it's going to be a crypto wallet.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, we were talking about it earlier in the call that there will be a time to connect with them, artist to organization, and say, hey, guess what? I've got, 0.5 Ethereum to send to you. And so get on there, and there'll be a walkthrough. We'll provide it. There are also a lot of them out there for multi-signature wallets where 2 or more parties sign on to transfer funds. And then you'll be able to make the donation yourself.
Perfect. Thank you. It'd be nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Great work, Joel. Great work, everybody. And talk to you next week. See you tomorrow, too.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.